So guys, welcome back to another video, and this is another real life shore reaction. And what the hell's happened to my voice? And this was suggested. This has been suggested quite a lot on my channel recently. And I mean, I love the reactions to this channel. They're just fun to see, aren't they? It's just interesting to learn about these random things. But this one is, what if we built a road around? What if we built a road around the world? That sounded weird to me for some reason. But yeah, different type of video. I'm not too sure what to expect, but I'm just guessing he's basically going to sort of explore the ideas of the distance it will take to travel and all these things. I'm not sure though. We're going to see, but yeah, interesting video. Let's just check this out and see what he talks about in this video, man. But yeah, let's check this out. I hope you guys are going to enjoy. Suggest more video reactions you want to see in future under this video, and yeah, follow my Instagram, links in the description, all that kind of stuff. Twitter as well if you want to follow me and talk to me through those socials. But yeah, let's check this out and see what if we built a road around the map.
The world seems like it's becoming a smaller and smaller place all the time. Travel times between the Earth's continents have never been shorter than they are today. But one thing you still can't do is drive around the entire world. Sure, you could always just fly, but wouldn't it be great if instead you could go on a road trip between Europe and North America, or North America to Asia? Is it actually possible to build a global highway system that would connect all of the world's continents? And if it is, then should we actually do it?
Just leave Iceland out.
To begin exploring the answers to these two questions, here's Sam from the brand new channel Half as Interesting to discuss the current problems that would face a global highway system.
So, how connected is the current road system? So there are basically 4 distinct major road systems on Earth, the biggest one being this one. The Eurafrasian one? The one spanning Europe, Asia, and Africa.
Really?
These 3 continents are all connected by land, so it makes sense that they're all connected by road. Right? Wrong. Because I lied. It's impossible to cross from Africa to Asia fully on land because of this, the Suez Canal. This is the canal that makes the trip from Europe to Asia by boat this instead of this. The only physical connection between the 2 continents is therefore the 3 bridges spanning the canal, but the road system is still contiguous, so it still counts as one big road system. Speaking of big things, the 6th largest country in the world and the 1st smallest continent, Australia, has its own major road system, but there's not much more to say about it other than if you go a little bit this way, has its own major road system, but there's not much more to say about it other than if you go a little bit this way, you get to America. Both of them. Much like Africa and Asia, the Americas technically are not connected because of a man-made canal, the Panama Canal.
This really
but that's not a problem because there are multiple bridges spanning the narrow waterway. The problem is this, the Darien Gap. Not a single road crosses this desolate swampland spanning over the Panama-Colombia border. The area is overrun with paramilitary forces and drug lords. There's just not enough demand to make braving the marshy and dangerous area to build a road worth it. So that's why North America and South America have 2 completely separate, unconnected road systems.
So to recap, these 4 areas all have pre-existing road networks, but none of them connect with one another. So how can we fix that and live in a world where you can drive from New York to London and back again? Let's imagine that this global highway would originate in Cape Town, South Africa, and end in Punta Arenas in Chile, the southernmost city in the world with a population over 100,000 people. The current highway system from Cape Town to Kinshasa is fine and would take you 51 hours to complete the whole drive. But once in Kinshasa, our first problem arises. There is currently no bridge over the Congo River between Kinshasa and Brazzaville, so the only current way across is by a ferry. In order for our global highway to work, we need to build a bridge across, which would cost around $444 million. Assuming that it's built, the drive from Brazzaville to Adalia in Morocco can continue just fine with existing highways. The total driving time across all of Africa so far stands at 7 days and 6 hours. But here we encounter one of the largest problems to our global highway, the Mediterranean Sea. Luckily at this point though, the sea separates Morocco from Spain by only 14 kilometers. But it's not the length that's the problem, it's the depth of the water, which is up to 900 meters deep at some parts.
See, that just makes me feel weird. It's such a small ocean, or such a small sort of area, but it's just so deep, it just makes me it makes me cringe a little.
It would be a gigantic engineering challenge to construct, and the estimated cost is somewhere around $24 billion.
Oh my God.
But let's assume that it's built and you're now across from Africa in the town of Algeciras in Spain. You can now drive all the way from this town to the other side of Eurasia in Magadan, Russia on currently existing highways. And that drive alone would take 7 days and 11 hours. When combined with your trip from Cape Town, the total drive from there to Magadan would take 14 days and 17 hours to complete. In order to connect more people on the global highway, UK citizens could transport their vehicles through the channel and begin their journey on French highways on the way to Magadan. If you live in Australia, New Zealand, or Indonesia, then I'm sorry, but it's probably not possible to build a bridge connecting you guys to the system with our current technology. The distances that Australia and New Zealand are from everything else means that any bridge built would have to be at least 165 kilometers over open ocean, which is not very feasible. So basically, if the rest of the system is built, if you're living just about anywhere in Eurasia, you would be able to drive to Magadan. But getting from there to North America is perhaps the greatest challenge that the system faces. This is a map of the Russian highway system, and as you notice, this entire area here is full of nothing. Over 2,000 kilometers of brand new highways would have to be built through this vast and freezing land to connect to the small village of Uelen near the Bering Strait. From here, mainland Alaska is only 82 kilometers away, but a bridge doesn't have to be built that long alone because of these. The Diomede Islands luckily in the center between Alaska and Russia. Because of them, you only need to build 3 separate smaller bridges instead of one long one. And the water depth is actually quite shallow at only 55 meters deep.
I can't imagine the people who'd have to build this, because I'm guessing in the near future this is gonna probably happen, right? Having to build this in this because it's gonna be the water's gonna be freezing. I mean, the ocean itself is cold, but and you're gonna have to build this. You're gonna have to spend years doing it, and I just can't imagine. There's probably gonna be a lot of people who, I mean, maybe not with the technology we have, but surely there's gonna be people who die because of building these types of bridges. It's just ridiculous. It's so, some are so deep, some of the waters are so cold.
But still, due to the freezing temperatures here, the challenge of building it would be enormous. And the bridge would likely cost an insane $105 billion to complete.
What the fuck?
And then there's the problem that the closest town in Alaska is 160 kilometers away from where the bridge would be constructed at. So another highway would have to be built out to there. But this town is even further separated from the rest of the road system in Alaska, which means that even more highways would have to be built entirely from scratch to connect all the way to Fairbanks. From here, finally, you can take existing roadways all the way down on a 129-hour drive to Yavisa, Panama. The existing road system ends here at the aforementioned Darien Gap. So if the area could become a little more safe and a highway was built across it in the future, you could drive even further all the way down to Punta Arenas in Chile, the southernmost major city in the world. To recap all of this one more time, these areas would have to see some major construction projects to build the global highway system. The longest route would be from Cape Town to Punta Arenas, and it would be over 52,000 kilometers long, take you over 28 days of driving time, and the entire system would likely cost at least $233 billion.
Would it, I mean, financially, would it be the smart thing to do? This is a lot of money, obviously, but it would obviously increase tourism, wouldn't it? It would increase tourism to a higher level. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But still, I mean, in terms of the environment, it wouldn't be great for the environment. I mean, a lot more people would be driving. But it's still interesting just to think about it. But the price is insane.
To build. That's a little over 1% of the United States' GDP, or about 38% of what the United States military spends in one full year.
Jeez.
That may not seem like very much until you remember, you could always just fly from Cape Town to Punta Arenas for about $2,000, and it would only take you about 27 hours instead of 675 hours. So this video was done in a...
But to be fair, people do enjoy road trips, don't they? There's something about it because you get to explore a lot more when doing road trips. But I mean, if technology can get that far, the Russia to Alaska one, I don't know how that's even going to be possible. But if they can do that, And it is just this is an idea, right? This isn't a thing that's actually like set in stone, but it's still the idea, and it's a very interesting one, man. It's very like this stuff intrigues me a lot. Just the sort of concepts and ideas of this even being possible. There'd be one guy who'd walked the entire road. Honestly, there would. I can't imagine how long that would take. I love how the ending is like, stop making things even difficult, just take a plane. This is how my parents claim how long their walk to school was. Puts a sad face in Australia because he didn't include it. And I joke to you, real life sure predicts how long the drive will be. Traffic, true, and also like weather conditions as well. And I joke to you. 638, 233 billion. Earth population right now, 7.8 billion. We're gonna need everyone on Earth to pitch in $29. That's insane. Is that like the... Imagine the tax that everyone would get from that. Oh my days. Please don't build it. The tax would be ridiculous. What if instead of a road system, it was a rail system? That's true. That is true. A rail system does make a lot more sense. A continent linking monorail. Snow piece intensifies. But what side of the road would we drive? And that's true because it changes as well. See, all these ideas really confuse me because what side would you drive on? Would you just have to change at one certain point? That is a very, very good point that he's made there. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. I want to do more of these real life law reactions. And yeah, if you have any out there, suggest some, or any other videos similar, like other channels that I've been doing similar to this. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, and yeah, until next time, like, subscribe, peace.